What's up, you guys? So today we're going to be doing an install on my BMW F30 335i. We're going to be doing a taillight install. We're going to be installing the F30 Blackline LCI taillights. So my car is a pre-LCI, so I'm upgrading to like the LCI with the LED strip that runs through and the yellow turn signals, and it's got the black housing, which is what the Blackline means. So it's going to be a big change. We've already started, but we're going to do an in-depth tutorial on how to do this. I just want to thank Kies Motorsports who I bought these taillights from. If you guys want anything for your BMW, you need to check them out. The taillights are made by Depot. Just telling you guys that. I'll have links all in the description below. But yeah, let's get started. Alright, so it came in this nice big box. It was actually another box too. And it came nicely packaged. I've already started taking out, this is the stuff for one side, but both of these were bubble wrapped and in this plastic. These were also in this kind of plastic and these little cardboard inserts like this. So really great packaging, very confident that nothing was hurt. I've already looked through it and everything's good. Alright, so one of the main reasons that I'm choosing to do the taillights next is because, as you can see on this side, it's starting to stick out, and that's because, I'll show you, there's a clip broken, and it actually broke on both sides, that causes it to stick out. I'm gonna get over here real quick. You can see here, it should be sitting flush. And it's not that bad right now, but it used to be really bad. Let's see if we can get the focus. There we go. So yeah, this was kind of like a fix that we needed to do eventually, and I figured might as well upgrade to better taillights anyways. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys. This is also what the old ones look like, and I'll be taking good pictures. That way we have a before and after as well. All right, so to get started, we're gonna open our trunk and we're gonna have 8 of these little, almost dropped it, of these screw clips. You want to use a Phillips head to get these out, and then when you put them back in, you just kind of push them in. You don't really need to screw them in. But there's 8 of them. They go around in these little slots right here. And then you're also going to have to remove 2 Torx bits, one right here and one next to it. And those are with a smaller Torx screwdriver that you should have. Right. So ignore my phone, but you'll also have these things on these the hydraulics that lift up your trunk. And so basically, once you get the liner out, or before you get the liner out, you'll have to pop these out. It has a one clip way up here that you'll just push down on after you've popped these 2 out. So basically these will just go around the back, and you can just squeeze on the sides and then they'll come off like this. There's 2 of them. This is the second one down here. So you have to take those off of both sides. Then you can pull this out, and then your bumper liner, not your bumper liner, your trunk liner. Alright, so to remove this outside tail light, the part that's connected to your quarter and your bumper, you're going to start by removing this drainage guard. It should come out pretty fast. It's never really that tight, so you should be able to use your fingers to get it out. So once you have that out, you can just pull your drain guard up and just kind of wiggle it out like so. That's what that looks like. You usually have a bunch of gunk up here. We're just going to place that aside, and then you're going to have 2 10mm nuts on here that you'll have to remove. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with just a ratchet. Alright, so here is the right side taillight that we've already removed. Here are the 2 places that those nuts that we just removed came from. And now the only thing holding it in is this little plastic little nub thing that sits in a rubber grommet inside the quarter panel up here. So to pull this, you just kind of pull it straight back, and we're about to show you how to do that. But that removes this whole rear taillight section from the car. Alright, so to remove it, you just want to take your hand back here, and you're going to pull straight back like this. You might have to hit it a few times to get out of place, and you're going to take your other hand and you're going to put it where those bolts were, and you're going to reach behind it and just kind of pull and wiggle, and you'll feel it slowly come, and it'll come out like that. Alright, so once you get it out, you're just going to have to unplug this one plug here. It's just got a pin that you have to push down, you just pull it straight out. And then there goes the whole the left side of the taillight. All right, so here's the taillight, and here's the two things that we're gonna have to mount, the two modules that we're gonna have to mount inside the bumper area. So they both, if you order them from Kies, I'm not sure if you order them from anywhere else, they'll come with the 3M tape on them. But if not, you just need some kind of 3M double-sided tape or any kind of double-sided tape meant for, you know, heavy duty like automotive purposes. So I'm gonna show you where to mount these real quick. All right, so the bigger one, the one at the bottom, you're gonna put down inside here, like this. Like that, it's gonna sit somewhere like that. I haven't applied it yet. And then the smaller one is gonna sit right here. So I'm gonna get that mounted real quick and I'll show you what it looks like when we've got it all taped up. All right, so we've got this one mounted here. We had a few troubles because of these little things. There's one on this bigger one too. But you just have to get it, you have to work the angles until you can get it mounted. And then this is the second one here. This one's a bit easier. There's more of a flat spot here. And then we've tucked the majority of the wire down here through this little, there's like a little gap here as well. And then you plug in the part that comes like through your vehicle to the new taillight assembly, or the new plug right here. That just plugs in like normal. And then you have the most room on the back side of your taillight right in here. So you're gonna have to pull this up a little bit to where it'll fit in this big hole area on the new light. So yeah, you don't want to try to tuck this too low, or it's not gonna fit in. So you want to pull this up a little bit. That way it has room to fit inside the new taillight. All right, so we finished this side. You're just gonna install it. Once you've taped up all the wires, you've got it plugged in. You're gonna just slide it in the same way you removed removed it. So you're just gonna slide that little ball-looking joint thing inside the rubber grommet, and then you're gonna replace those two 10mm screws. And this is what it looks like. Fitment's like really, really good. We've already checked to make sure we've got it working, so that's good. We're gonna move on to the light that is part of the actual trunk lid. All right, so now we're removing the taillights that are part of the trunk. So this is what the right side looks like, and you're gonna be undoing this 10mm bolt, so the same size that you used to remove the part that was the other part of the taillight. It's gonna be the same as those two. And it's connected to this plastic piece, so as this tightens, this actually presses against your trunk, the metal part, and that's what holds it in place. You also have this plastic hook right here. We've seen, this is the part that broke on both of mine actually, so you can see we've tried to melt the plastic to where it would be a little bit stronger, but it's this little hook part that slides into your trunk. So your trunk kind of slides in like this, like my finger. So when you're removing it, you're gonna loosen this all the way up. It's not gonna come off, but you're just gonna loosen it all the way up, and you're gonna lift up, or you're gonna push to the other way of this hook. So you wanna slide the metal out, and then you can just lift the tail light out like this. All right, so we're gonna start by removing that 10mm bolt that I was talking about. Like so. Takes a while. It's really, really long for some reason. But once you get it going, it gets pretty loose. So once that's nice and loose, you should feel this kind of lose a little bit of pressure here. And you're going to remove the tape that we had holding it in place. And this one, since it's already broke, it's already going to come out pretty easily for us. But since y'all's are probably not broke, you're just going to lift it towards you, so towards the left side, and then you're just going to push it up and out, and it'll just come out like so, just like this. You also have to undo this clip right here. Alright, so we have the taillight that goes into the bumper. We're just going to put it in the same way we took the other one out. So you want to loosen that plastic clip up. You're going to work it in there. Like this. And then you're going to make sure that you've got it pushed towards you, towards the left side of the car, because we've got to get that little hook portion in as well. Alright, so we just put those in. We had a bit of a trouble because we were trying to be careful not to break the hook that was broken on both the other ones. Not by us, but it would hate to put in new taillights and break the hook. So what you do just insert it the same way that you took out the other one. You just want to put it in. You want to put the hook in first, and then there'll be a little guide pin at the very top of the taillight that you'll have to put into a little hole. You'll see it if you look really closely. But yeah, once you have the hook in, you just want to kind of push in, and you want to push that guide pin into the slot in the trunk. And then once that's in, you can tighten up that little plastic piece with the 8mm nut, and then you'll be able to start taping up the wiring harness. All right, so this is the wiring harness for the trunk part. You come with a bigger one, a bigger module right here, and then a smaller one right here. This bigger one is going to go in the hole right there, and then the smaller one, there's going to be a little oval piece right up here near where my finger is. You'll see it. There's an oval cut out, and that's where the smaller one is going to tape. So big one goes in the big hole, smaller one goes by the small oval. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So when applying any kind of adhesive, you want to make sure when you press it into place, you want to hold it for 15 to 20 seconds, and you also want to make sure you've cleaned the area. We did that on every part where we used adhesive. We just didn't show it, but like any kind of cleaner. So we've just placed the larger module up in this hole, and the smaller one right here. You kind of have to. None of these panels are very flat, and since the tape is in the middle, you have to kind of work it to where you can get it to stick to a semi-flat surface. The one up here is pretty flat, but this one took a little bit of wiggling around to find the right area. So we've got those put into place. Now you're going to take the original part that plugged into your taillight, the OEM one. You're going to take that and you're going to plug it into the second plug on the wiring harness. So like this. Here you should hear a click, and then you're going to take the newer looking one. You'll be able to tell which one goes into which, but you're going to take the second one and you're going to push it into the new taillight. You hear a nice click, and then those two are secured. You want to undo this green wire. This is going to turn on the turn signals for these taillights. So this is going to be ran all the way across the trunk lid, down through one of these arms on the other side, and towards the battery. We're going to show you that in a minute as well. Okay, so this green wire you run, I'll show you all the way from here. You want to run it, sorry you guys can't really see this, but it runs along these, comes down through this, and down this hole, out through here, and then you have all these looms. You'll have to remove your battery cover area first. That's simple, like twist, pull out. But you'll see this loom that connects to this thing. You'll have to untape that, and you're looking for a wire that is, you're looking for two wires, one that is black and gray and black and white. So the black and gray one is going to be your driver's side, and the black and white one will be your passenger side, and you're going to tap the green wire from each side into the respective place. Okay, so well, we wired everything up and we ran into a few issues. So the first time we wired it, the tapping, the things they give you to tap with, did not work. They didn't cut through the wire, the outer rubber part. So we ended up having to strip those. So we got it to connect, and we had the hazards on to make sure they were working. And then when we started turning on the blinkers, you'll see the left side is on, so is the right. So if I press the left down, the left side turns on like it should, but then the right side on the tailgate turns on. So we've had them switched. So what to do, we looked online and we saw that gray and black should be drivers, but on this, when we took off this taillight again to check, it was actually black and white. So what you guys should do is when you're going doing this one, check and make sure in the wire loom that you're plugging in, check whether it's black and gray or black and white to ensure that you're tapping into the right side. So just thought this is kind of funny. We're gonna fix this real quick. You guys can kind of see what they look like, but we'll give you a bit more of a like in-depth look at them when we actually have it the right way. All right, so we finished. We got them hooked up. They're working correctly. I'm going to go ahead and start putting in the liner for the trunk. So yeah, I'm just gonna probably do a time lapse of that, and it's probably gonna be really hard to see. You can already tell it's getting really dark. It's actually, we started this around like 6. It's now like 11 almost, because of all those issues we had. And also, anything takes a lot more time. Probably, I'd say almost 3 times when you're trying to film it. So if you guys are doing this, I would expect no more than like an hour if you're not trying to film a video. But like getting the camera set up, moving it around, getting the right angle, getting the right lighting, especially when I'm in a huge garage and just using the lighting, and then we've had like a little light, a handheld light, since it is so dark outside. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start installing the liner, and then I'll get you guys some shots of the lights working.